What is going on? So we are getting ready for teal season, and we're gonna do some scouting. This is a lake that I hunted last year. It's a pretty big lake. So for teal, right away, your first instinct is that, I don't want to hunt big bodies of water, but it's got a lot of nice little pockets. Last year, where I was set up, it was okay. It was a little bit bigger than I want. There's a couple more pockets that are further east that I really want to get into, but I didn't have the swamp runner motor last year, so I wasn't too confident in getting back there. But this year we're going to try it. I got the waders. Again, we're not in season, so we just got our camera gear here, but we're going to get waders on, get the boat in the water, and then we're going to go check out these spots. And the other thing, that when you're scouting these spots, one, if you see birds in there, like right now we got 3 weeks till season, so I'm not too concerned with spooking them out of the spot. But I want to go and actually get in that spot and see how the ground is, see how, see what I'm going to be walking in, see what the dog's got to deal with, decoy setup, how deep it is. Because the reality is that sometimes I go out hunting, I don't have a dog. Sometimes I do, but sometimes I don't. And if I don't, I really want to be able to still retrieve ducks fairly easily without having to take the boat out. And I want to see another thing too. I want to get the boat in the water, kind of get it set up, and just see how how it camouflages in. We're going to use natural vegetation as well while we're out there for season, but really I just want to look at what we're getting into so that you're not going out to your spot for the first time at 4 o'clock in the morning on the day of opener. Really want to get out there and just kind of see how it is. The way that I do scouting, especially on lakes, I'm going to be out here, I'll be marking my spots on Onyx, and then I take notes, and basically I note what birds I see, what time of day it is, and then where I'm at, and then each color, I do different color coordinations for each lake. So I can kind of coordinate that with my notes, where I can say you can name the spots, but if they're different colors, it's nice because I can put in my notes, yellow marker saw this bird at this time. It just makes things go a lot easier and seem to go smoother. So anyways, I'm gonna stop ranting. We're gonna get the boat in the water, I'm gonna get the waders on, and we will see you guys out there. All right, well, we got the waders on, the boat is launched. We're gonna scout out a couple spots here. It's supposed to rain just a little bit. One thing that I like is that I'm seeing lots of feathers even at the landing here. Well, there's one right there. I don't know if you can see it up in there, but I saw a bunch when I launched the boat. We'll see, it's pretty weedy up in here. I'm seeing a lot of swans. We're going way back in there. I see swans back in there, so we'll just kind of film it as we go and see if we can get into any good teal spots for opener on September 3rd. So like I said, I want to scout the spots during the day. One, because I want to get a feel for, again, how the setup's going to be, because I don't want to be going out there for the first time at 4 o'clock in the morning on opener. So we're going to do that today. Like I said, we're going to get the boat going, and we'll see you out there. Tell you what, cut the motor so it's not so loud, but man, being out here is never going to get old. It's just beautiful out here. I mean, it's peaceful. So I'm hoping for duck opener. It's nice and quiet. It was pretty quiet last year. I think this is kind of a hidden gem. Most people don't like this lake because it's real shallow, and it's honestly kind of hard to get a boat in and out. But tell you what, like I say, this mud motor's working great, and we're gonna make it work. All right, so this is gonna be a good spot. I might kill the motor here just so I can talk. So all those teal just kicked up right there. About, I would say, 12 of them we just kicked up. I thought this was going to be a good spot just because it really channels up here. You can see how narrow it is. And for a big body of water, that's nice. Might try to see if more get kicked up. I saw some swim into this little cove here. But the thing with teal is you want to be where the teal want to be. And like I said, kicking up 12 of them, that's huge. And I just think this is where we're gonna set up. It's a nice channel for them to fly in. The only thing I don't like, see, I just there's another one picked up over there. Teal are real skittish. That's why it's nice to get out here a little bit early. But to see them out here midday, just hanging out in the water, is a good sign for September 3rd. So we're gonna mark this on the map here, and I think this is where we're gonna hunt. There's another spot. So that first spot that we scouted, I like the best, only because sorry if the audio is bad, the motor's running, but I liked it the best because it was shallow. I mean, we kicked a bunch of teal out of there. I didn't get it on camera, but I saw probably another, I don't know, 5 or 6 teal. So that you're talking a dozen and a half, 18 teal I kicked up out of there at midday. So that's what we're gonna hunt. The channel is running east-west. We'll probably set up on the north side, so that way when the sun comes up, we're not so much in the sun. We'll angle the boat back a little bit too, but yeah, I'm getting stoked. It's pretty exciting. Like I say, this really opens up quite a bit out here. And don't get me wrong, I've killed teal on this type of open water, but I like the channel, and I'm hoping that it's not busy. It's real shallow, so you can walk across the whole thing if you don't have a dog, but I think it's going to be really good. We'll see how it goes on opener, but when you kick up teal like that, and the other thing too is you can't hunt woodies. So some states do an early, it's early woody and teal, and for us in Minnesota it's just teal. So I didn't see any woodies, which is good. There was another spot I was going to look at, but it was a little too open. I like the channel. There's not a lot of trees there, so I think that might be what keep the woodies out. But you never know. You just have to be careful and identify your birds. Woodies are really easy to identify, and so are teal, but just make sure you're doing things the right way is all. So it really narrows up here. And I just kicked another teal out. So we'll see, but I think this is where we want to set up. We're hitting logs, but like I said, it gets real narrow in here, and this is off of a big body of water, but I just kicked up, well, I just came back in here and I kicked up another 2 teal. So this is what we're gonna set up. I want to find a spot that we're gonna go that makes sense, that we can get set up on easy, get decoys out easy, and get on some birds here, because like I said, this is almost a little too narrow for my liking. But it opens up as we kind of get further out here, so we'll just see how it plays out and what we want to do. But this looks really, really good. Gotta love it, guys. Look at that. Woo-hoo-hoo. Like I say, that swamp runner motor is kicking ass. Well, and that's why you scout before. That channel I wanted to go in is down there. I couldn't even get in the water. It was so deep, and I have to be able to get in the water because I'm not gonna have a dog with me on opener. So that spot is a no-go. We got a dog probably the following weekend, but I just wanted to see if setting up, and I'm really glad I did. That's why you do these things in the daylight and not when you're trying to get set up, because I'm probably 400 yards from where my spot was. However, I did kick some teal out of here. You can get nice and tuck back. Sun's gonna rise right there in the east, so we'll be in a shadow. We're kind of, we're not really disturbing. You see the natural vegetation line, and there's this little cut in here and then we kind of just maintain that. So actually I think this spot's gonna work out pretty well. It's a little bit wider than I'd like, but I think with, you know, we get decoys out here and get calling, we'll get birds to come in. I saw some teal, and I kicked them out of here, so should be a good spot. I don't think it'll be as good as that channel, but as soon as we have a dog, we'll be able to get that channel. I couldn't get into the boat or out of the boat, and I was afraid if I got out, even if it came up to my, it wouldn't have been over my chest waders, but I wouldn't have been able to get back in the boat, and that's a huge problem. So all right, well, let's get back to the launch. I think we've got our spot picked out for opener, and I'll kind of walk you through my process on Onyx, how we do that, or how I did it. It works for me, so I don't know, it helps me out, because a lot of times you'll go out scouting and you'll go, ah shoot, how did I do that? How did I do that? I don't remember, you know, where I picked that spot. Well, when you do it the way I do it, you can look back at your notes and your pins on Onyx, you know, your handwritten notes for what you see, and then also what, you know, what happened, what you linked on Onyx, and I don't know, it just works out really well. So anyways, guys, also we kicked up a bunch of mallards too, but that I'm not too worried about. See, like right there flying. I think it's gonna be good. I think it's gonna be a good spot. So all right, guys, well, we're gonna get back to the landing, and we're gonna wrap this one up, but I'll get the boat launched, and then we'll just stay around for the Onyx tutorial on how I do things. So okay, so here's where the landing is. Basically what I do is I just go through and I mark all my spots, so you can kind of see where I scouted. Here's where that ravine is, and I thought that I could walk across. I actually went back and found out it's just too soupy, but what I do is I just color coordinate where it goes, and then I write, or where I want to be, and then I write in my notebook, you know, what each color corresponds to. But you can, in Onyx, if you click on the waypoint, go to edit, you can add notes. I like doing it by paper, but you know, that's just kind of the way that I do it. It works out well, and that's just kind of the short synopsis on how I do my scouting on Onyx. Also note where my setup is. Keep the sun in mind. You know, all these are set up so that the sun's not rising in your face. But again, I think we're going to hunt blue, and we'll just kind of retrieve with the boat. So, all right, well, hey, we're back at the landing here. You know, a couple of things. We ran around the lake a few times. I tried all these different spots that I was kicking birds out of, but the problem is that the water's a little deeper than it normally is, and we're gonna have a dog on Sunday, the day after opener. So I did find a spot that had a nice hard bottom that wasn't super so it wasn't that the water was super deep, is that there's like 2 feet of muck. So trying to walk in that in your waders, and then as it gets deeper, it's just not realistic. I'm not gonna be able to go out and get birds. And the other option is not set the boat blind up and then go retrieve birds in the blind, which is definitely something that we can do, but I just hate being exposed like that. It's nice just to have a dog and go out there, get them, come back. So what I think we're gonna do is opener, we're gonna hunt the hard bottom. It's on a little bit bigger body of water, but it's the same spot I actually hunted last year, and I actually killed quite a few teal off of it. So we'll see. I think it's gonna go well for sure. Like opener, I said I'm hunting with my wife. We hunt every opener together, and that'll be more of just, you know, I think we'll get on some birds, but then when we have the dog on Sunday and Monday, then we'll be able to go back in that channel that we were just in, where we kicked up, you know, I don't know, 20 or so teal. I kicked up more coming back to the landing. So you see it kind of open. It's the way this channel is. So the land next together, you go back and you go to the north there, and that's where that channel is. Well, what we're going to be hunting is actually right there on that point. The teal like to fly into that point there, and like I said, I killed quite a few teal off there last year. I like to go where the birds want to be, but unfortunately I can't retrieve them, and I'm not going to hunt birds that I can't go retrieve. That's just not ethical, and it's not realistic. So we're gonna get the boat loaded up. The mud motor did great. I think I'm gonna eliminate the oil sensor. It did this to me in open water too, but when you get into that muddy stuff, you kind of have to force the prop down into the muck, because it doesn't do well in shallow water. So you got, you know, a foot of water, and then you got 2 feet of muck. Well, it actually, the motor runs better in the mud. But when you tip it up like that, it actually kind of rides like this. It has an oil fill kill, and if it doesn't sense any oil, it'll kill the engine. Well, when the motor's tilted like that, it died on me a couple times. Not a big deal. It's fired right up once I leveled it back out. But I think we're going to eliminate that switch. It's got plenty of oil, and shouldn't be a big deal. All you got to do is you just cut the connection to that switch, and then we'll still have the tether hardwired in to the kill. So if for some reason we fall out, the motor dies. But anyways, it's kind of just an update. Like I said, I've had it out on open water fishing quite a bit. This is the first time I took it out into the slough with the muck and really tested it out, and I'm glad that we did that, because now we know we got to eliminate that sensor. So like I said, we got a good plan for opener. We've seen teal out here. This is kind of a little honey hole that, you know, I've been out here hunting quite a bit, and I've only ever seen, a handful of guys, half a dozen other boats out here, and that's total. I've never seen more than 3 people hunting at me and 2 other boats. So like I said, kind of a sweet little honey hole. And anyway, so I'm glad we did this. It's good to get out and scout. Not only scout your spots, but actually get out and try to see how it's going to be. If you have to get out of your boat, it's really good to get out and kind of see how things are going to set up, and see how the bottom is. Because like I said, if we'd come out here at 4:30 in the morning and I jumped out and I went in 2 feet of muck, yeah, I mean, that's game over. There's no way you're going to be able to retrieve birds, and you'll be in and out too much. So we'll save that for the dog, and we're going to hunt the hard bottom on opener. So anyways, guys, we're going to wrap this up. We'll get the boat loaded up, and we're going to head home. Be safe, have fun on opener, hunt hard, stay humble. We will see you guys on the